Have you ever felt like living alone isn't really the problem, but the weight of long-term loneliness is? The truth is there's a very thin line between enjoying solitude and waking up each morning feeling like the silence is getting heavier. After 70, living alone can feel like freedom. But without the right mental safeguards, that freedom can quietly open the door to sadness, anxiety, and a slow decline in your health. A lot of older adults assume they're doing just fine on their own. They're still independent, still managing. But behind many of the doors we walk past is a quiet kind of sadness. Not because someone's weak, but because they've overlooked the small things that become powerful once you're in your 70s or 80s. In today's video, we're going to walk through 7 things you absolutely need to pay attention to if you're living alone after 70. These aren't just little tips. These are the quiet details that decide whether your later years will fade into the background or become the most vibrant chapter of your life. If lately you've been feeling more tired than usual, more easily irritated, or just oddly disconnected, it might not just be age. Sometimes it's your space, your habits, and the lack of meaningful connection that's quietly draining your energy, your spirit, and your health. So let's start with the first one. Number 1. No set rhythm, the silent joy killer. One of the first things that quietly chips away at your sense of joy. Having no daily rhythm. At first, it feels like a luxury. Wake up whenever you want, eat when you're hungry, follow your mood. No schedule, no pressure. But over time, that freedom can start to feel empty. Yesterday looks just like today. You forget what day of the week it is. And one day, it hits you. I don't really feel like doing anything anymore. That's not laziness. That's a sign your brain is starting to lose its orientation. There's a woman named Margaret, she's 74, who shared her story with me. After her husband passed, she tried to keep herself busy. But about 6 months in, she stopped eating regularly, started sleeping at odd hours, and slowly stopped leaving the house. When I asked her about it, she said, "I just started drifting. Days passed, and I wasn't even sure how." What brought her back wasn't expensive therapy. It was 3 simple changes. She woke up at the same time every morning. She took a walk before lunch, and she prepped dinner before sunset. That's it. Those 3 actions helped reset her energy, her sleep, and her sense of control. You don't need a packed schedule, but you do need a few solid anchors in your day, just enough for your brain to register. I'm still here. I still matter. Number 2. Skipping meals and water, a common trap when you live alone. One of the sneakiest dangers of living alone at this age. You start eating less without even realizing it. It's not because you're lazy, it's because no one's around to notice. You eat smaller portions, repeat the same easy meals, and sometimes skip eating altogether. The fridge gets emptier. You drink less water. And then your body starts to react: dizziness, fatigue, foggy memory. But instead of thinking, "I need better nutrition," you just chalk it up to getting older. Frank, an 81-year-old gentleman I once spoke with, had a minor fall in his home. After a checkup, doctors found early muscle loss and signs of memory decline. Why? Because he'd been skipping meals regularly and barely drank any water. Once he started eating just 3 simple meals a day and carried a small water bottle with him, his health noticeably improved. And he even got back his classic sense of humor. Don't wait until your body screams before you make a change. Ask yourself, if someone you love were eating and drinking like you are right now, would that feel okay? If the answer's no, then you already know what you need to do. Meals don't have to be fancy. Just aim for enough protein, color on the plate, and fluids. Your body deserves fuel because you deserve to feel alert, strong, and alive every single day. Number 3. Letting silence fill the house, the kind of quiet that hurts. Not all silence is peaceful. There's a kind of silence that's heavy, lingering, the kind that slowly makes you forget the sound of your own voice. When you live alone, it's easy to go days without having a real conversation. Not because there's no one to talk to, but because you've gotten used to the quiet. You stop calling. You stop reaching out. You tell yourself you're fine. But deep down, a part of you may be fading. Humans are wired for connection. Without daily social interaction, our nervous system stays in a low-level alert mode. That leads to depression, memory issues, and even higher risks of early death. Grace, a 76-year-old widow, lives alone. She still walks outside, still tidies her home. But when I asked her, "When was the last time you laughed out loud with someone?" she paused and said she couldn't remember. My heart broke a little. Now, you don't need to fill your home with noise and chaos. But you do need to hear your voice. You need someone asking how you're doing. Even just a short chat with a neighbor, a check-in call from family, or a quick hello from an old friend. Those small moments, they keep your heart warm. Number 4, eating without intention, when meals become filler, not fuel. When we were younger or when we lived with family, meals were more than just food. Someone would ask, "What should we eat today?" Someone would wait to sit down with you. But after 70, especially when you're living alone, eating slowly becomes a solo act. No one's waiting. No one notices if you've eaten or not. And here's what happens. Breakfast is a piece of toast eaten on autopilot. Lunch? Skipped. Dinner? Instant noodles or canned soup. Over and over. Little to no veggies, barely any protein, too much salt. You're not neglecting yourself on purpose, it just becomes convenient. But your body isn't what it used to be. Every meal isn't just about feeling full anymore. It's about fighting muscle loss, memory decline, and physical fatigue. Every bite is a building block helping you stand stronger against aging. I remember Harold, he was 81, who once told me, "I keep it simple, just coffee and toast." But one day he fainted at the pharmacy. Doctors found he had severe vitamin deficiencies and muscle wasting due to low protein intake. You don't have to become a chef, but eat with purpose. One boiled egg, a few bites of canned fish, steamed veggies, a glass of water. That's self-care. And if possible, cook a little extra and portion it out for the week. Or look into senior meal delivery services. There are many designed just for older adults. And most important of all, share a meal, even just once a week. Eating with someone doesn't just boost appetite, it warms the soul. Number 5. Sleeping with the TV on, a habit that feels comforting, but robs you of deep sleep. A lot of older adults tell me they can't fall asleep when the house is too quiet. So what do? They turn on the TV, an old favorite show, familiar voices, background music, and leave it playing all night. Seems harmless, right? But it's actually one of the worst habits for your sleep. TV emits blue light and constantly changing sound, which prevents your brain from dropping into deep rest. Sure, you may fall asleep, but it's the shallow kind. You wake up tired, your memory starts slipping, and your mood feels off. There's a woman named Eleanor. After her husband passed, she couldn't bear the silence in her home. The TV made her feel not so alone. But then, she started forgetting things, feeling foggy all day, and emotionally hollow. Her daughter convinced her to try something new. No TV at night for a week. Instead, she used a small fan for white noise and a weighted blanket for comfort. The result? Eleanor said she hadn't slept that well in years. TV isn't the enemy, but it's not the solution to loneliness either. Try soft music, nature sounds, an audiobook with a 30-minute timer, and create a bedtime ritual. Warm tea, soft lights, gentle stretches, something to tell your body, it's time to rest. Good sleep isn't just about feeling refreshed. It's when your brain repairs, your emotions reset, and your immune system gets a boost. Don't take it lightly. Number 6. No weekly routine, when a whole week just blurs together. After retirement, the work schedule disappears. The kids are grown. There's no one you need to take care of anymore. And slowly, the whole week goes by without anything you have to do. Total freedom? Not exactly, because that kind of freedom can quickly turn into boredom and disorientation. You wake up and forget what day it is. You don't leave the house. You're not really looking forward to anything. But here's the truth. The human mind needs rhythm to stay healthy. Studies show that older adults with a consistent weekly routine have better memory, more stable moods, and stronger immune systems. You don't need to plan every hour, but pick 3 to 5 simple activities and do them consistently. Take a walk after breakfast. Call a friend every Tuesday. Read before lunch. Water the plants every Thursday morning. I remember Joseph, he's 82, who fell into a deep slump for months after his wife passed. His doctor told him, "You're not sick, you're just bored." So he made a short daily checklist. Make the bed, go for a walk, call one person, read for 15 minutes, cook something simple. 3 weeks later, he was brighter, sharper, and cracking jokes again. Your week shouldn't just pass by. It should have shape, a rhythm that reminds you, I'm still living with purpose. And that alone keeps you clear, strong, and full of hope. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. It shows you truly care, whether it's about your own life or someone you love. Number 7. Letting pride keep you from asking for help. Real strength isn't about staying silent. Many from the older generations grew up with one core value: independence. You do things yourself. You don't bother people. You don't talk about sadness or fear. But after 70, especially when living alone, that pride can slowly become a shell that traps you inside. Your back hurts, but you don't say anything. Your legs feel weak, but you still do your grocery run alone. Because, I've got this. You feel lonely, but brush it off, telling yourself, I don't need anyone. Over time, that independence stops being freedom and starts becoming isolation. You stop expressing what you need. You don't ask your kids to fix the light bulb. You don't call anyone just to hear a voice. You bury your fears, your aches, your uncertainty. I once knew a woman named Marion, 74. One night, she slipped in the bathroom and badly bruised her leg. But she didn't tell anyone, not wanting to worry the kids or be a burden. She limped for weeks, until her daughter found out and said something I'll never forget. Mom, letting us help you doesn't mean you're weak. It means we're a family. From that day on, Marion began checking in regularly. Her kids visited more often. She wasn't weaker, she was simply surrounded by more love. And she started smiling again. Independence is good. Isolation is not. Please remember, strength isn't about always being fine. It's about knowing when to reach for a hand, ask for a favor, share a feeling. You can start small. Ask a friend to go grocery shopping with you. Text your neighbor just to say hi. Tell your kids you haven't been sleeping well. Those small things, they might sound simple, but they're the threads that pull you back from invisible loneliness. Don't chase busyness. Don't keep trying to look strong. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. What you do need is a little self-awareness, a bit of gentle structure, and most of all, connection. Even just a few minutes a day, with yourself or someone else. Maybe it's skipping meals. Maybe it's falling asleep to the TV. Maybe you're realizing you haven't spoken your truth out loud in a long time. Wherever you see yourself in this video, just know this. You are not alone. There are so many others living through the same things. And every small step you take today, it builds something better for tomorrow. You've lived long enough to know happiness doesn't just show up. It's built quietly, steadily, with daily choices. Choosing energy over apathy, connection over silence, love over just existing. So keep going. Live on purpose, fully, boldly. Even if you're on your own, you don't have to age alone. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below with the number 7 so we know you're walking this journey too. And if you want more honest, thoughtful content like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with us. And here's to the years ahead. May they be full, vibrant, and deeply yours.